parental pre-nurturing activities and children's psychological well-being. I don't know why I'm in this session. Is probably I mentioned about the psychological well-being, so that's why I put in this session, which I'm glad. But anyway, first of all, I'm Christian, and this paper is written on the Christian perspective. So please understand. If you have another religious background, that's okay. So we can share our ideas. So this study was initiated with this question. Yes. Will Christian education at home have any influence on the well-being of Korean American children? As a Christian, I had a long time interest in my mind about parental faith activities and its influence on children. So, which means, I was growing in the Christian family, and then I was in the Christian environment, and I saw other families, those parents who practice many religious activities with their children, but some are not. And as I grew up, and I was thinking, what's the difference? What difference it caused for their children? That was my research intention. So this was how I started the study. So this to me, this research desires. This study sought to investigate the impact of parental faith nurturing activities on the psychological well-being of their children. So before moving to the thesis and problem statement, let me explain the definition of the terms. Yes. The faith nurturing activities is intentional parental and family religious behaviors to nurture in Christian faith. So when you observe, when you look at Christian family, there are some different or some kind of characteristics of their families, like singing together, singing Christian songs, or pray together, or attending Sunday services, so like this. But this faith nurturing activities is what the parents do for their children at home. So it is other terms is like Christian education at home, family Christian discipleship, and Christian home education, or etc. And psychological well-being is general mental health in childhood, and I picked 3 indicators which are depressive symptoms, self-worth, and family satisfaction. The reason why I picked those 3 is it's commonly used for indicating general mental health in childhood. And so I employed depressive symptoms, self-worth, and family satisfaction as indicator of children's psychological well-being. Then Korean American children. The definition of Korean American varies according to what criteria are considered, such as immigration status, citizenship, acculturation levels, and language ability. In this research, however, Korean American children is limited to children who are living with Korean parents in the United States, because I was conducted this study when I was in the United States, so that's why my population is Korean American family and their kids. And Korean parents, so as I said here, Korean parents is actually Korean American parents. So fathers and mothers with Korean ethnicity. So attending Korean churches located in the Dallas-Fort Worth area, where I was staying. And they are Korean American parents the term is used interchangeably. Let me explain the design of the study. The two groups were created to the survey scores, and it divided into two levels. The children's perceived faith nurturing activities. Okay, let me explain this way. I gave children the survey form, and they marked on their survey, and then based on the survey result, I divide into two groups. Over half is a high level group, and lower level group is lower group. So I divided into two groups, and then the questionnaires I asked is, what does your parents do? What does your mother do? What does your father do for you in your home? And then what did you receive Christian education at home? So, and then what's the difference between high and lower group about the psychological well-being? It has three indicators: depressive symptoms, self-worth, and family satisfaction. So this statement is Korean American children who express a high level of perceived parental faith nurturing activities will show higher scores on the scales of children's psychological well-being. So there are three subscales of depressive symptoms, self-worth, and family satisfaction. So first, the hypothesis is the children who belong to the high level of perceived parental faith nurturing activities will have significantly higher scores on indicator of psychological well-being than children who are in the lower level of perceived parental faith nurturing activities. And then second hypothesis is almost the same, but the first one is measured paternal, and second hypothesis is measured maternal. So that's the two differences. There's a differences between hypothesis 1 and 2, but it's the same research model. So method is population and 5th and 6th grade children attending medium to large size Korean churches in Dallas-Fort Worth area. And there were population of 223 children. The reason why I picked the 5th and 6th grade children, younger children cannot, there are no measurement. It was because of measurement issue. There was no measurement for the younger children for asking faith nurturing activities like religious education. And other scales are recommended to use higher grade of children, not the lower grade of children, because of the measurement issues. And medium to large size Korean churches in Dallas-Fort Worth area means there are medium-sized church is over 200 adult attendant in the Dallas-Fort Worth area, because less than 200 adults has very little number of children were existed. So that's why I picked the medium to large size of Korean churches. And there were 11 Korean American churches in DFW, Dallas-Fort Worth area. And I was collected 132 surveys, and among them 116 surveys were valid data, so I was used. And statistical analysis, the two sets of 1A manogram was used. And the instrument was, I used 4 instruments for the independent variable. parent faith nurturing activity revised version was used, and then it was tested for the father and mother. And for dependent variables, children's depressive inventory short form and global self-worth subscale and family satisfaction subscales. The number in this slide is the number of questionnaires were asked. And for this is kind of snapshot of the how the questionnaires look like. And so the faith-based nurturing activity scales were asked. I see or hear these parents, which means mother or father. Like I see or hear my father pray at home at mealtime, or these parents, my father or mother talks with me about Jesus. These parents make sure our family has devotion time together. This parent shows me church attendance is important by taking me to church regularly. I see or hear these parents pray at home at times other than meal times. And children's depressive inventory short form is asking, I am sad once in a while. I am sad many times. I am sad all the times. Global self-worth subscales is asking, like, I am happy with the way I can do almost things. I am the kind of person I want to be. And the family satisfaction subscale is asking, I like spending time with my parents. My parents and I do fun things together. And all those questionnaires are measured by Likert. And so the null hypothesis is there will be no difference would exist between levels of perceived parental, paternal faith nurturing activities and indicators of psychological well-being, depressive symptoms, self-worth, and family satisfaction. And this is result. There was significant influence was detected. Therefore, the null hypothesis was rejected. So both number to be 0.799 with because so I go after the work this, so I calculated the 3 dependent variables, and it also has significant differences, and all the numbers is in the book, so you can see it. So this is like a bar graph to show you simple bar graph. Inspection of the mean scores indicated that children who perceive high faith nurturing activity from their father reported. So especially among those 3 data, especially the last one, family satisfaction scale was addressed. It was very high, very large size of proportion of variance that was associated with the levels of maternal faith nurturing activities. So, and then null hypothesis 2 was there no difference would exist between levels of perceived maternal, like for mother, so mother's faith nurturing activities. The first one was father, and second one was for the mothers, and indicators of psychological well-being. And then the result was it also has a significant difference was detected. And so, and then as a, like first the hypothesis, all 3 dependent variables resulted in a significant differences. So slide, this is bar graph. And then I'm going to explain the possible reasons for the result. There might have positive roles of religion in their family. So, like numerous previous studies have identified positive relationships between religion and positive developmental outcomes. Family religious practices may positively influence on the family dynamics, and it could affect the children's mental health. And second, the result may be derived from the parental factors, not because of the religious reasons. Parents who are devoted to the spending more time with their children, sharing Christian values in everyday life, and having time with them, addressing the religious questions, this reflects an authoritative parenting style, which more likely result in the better well-being of their children. So traditionally, Korean hold to the patriarchal family structure, and fathers maintain an emotional distance from their children. Unlike the traditional Korean fathers, the fathers who practice authoritative parenting style would have positive developmental outcomes in their children's lives. Third, children with higher faith nurturing activities may display higher well-being due to the consistency between parents' beliefs and their behaviors at home. Children whose parents live out authentic faith have less emotional conflicts, and they could have better psychological well-being. So it's like there's a term like Sunday Christian. Parents are like they're good Christians at church, but they live totally different life in their home. So then children will conflict their emotions and their thoughts, and it's not good for children and their like psychological well-being. But children, if parents show consistency, both church and home, children will have more positive influence from their parents. So, yes, I'll wrap up my presentation now. So, thank you.